Aloha, I'm Carl Frazier, owner and principal broker of Cornerstone Properties. We're a property management company. We were founded in 1996, so we've been in business for nearly 15 years now. At the time we were incorporated, we managed about 100 properties. Currently, we manage about 500 properties. Our goal is to make your job as easy as possible here in Cornerstone Properties. Our management fees are 9% a month. Compared to most other companies that are still 10%, we feel that that's very reasonable. Okay. Also, our company is very conscious about going green. Our rental proceeds are sent to our owners electronically. Your monthly statements that you receive are also submitted via email. And we can send any invoices for any repairs that we do upon request through the email. So we're trying to cut down on paper usage and do everything electronically. Okay, we offer a wide variety of services as your property manager. I like to think of us as the hub of the wheel. We have a spoke going over here to repairmen, another spoke going over here to the appliance man. We have a spoke going over here to the electric company, the water company, etc. So we're the hub of the activity. We're your stewards. We're not the king or the queen. You are as a client. But we're your stewards, so we're going to take care of your property as best as we can. We're all a Christian-owned operated company. Not always important to our clients, but to me it's important because integrity is very important. Our yes is our yes, and our no is our no. If you need new carpet, it's because you really do need new carpet, and that's because Carl thinks it would be nice if you had it. So we shoot straight from the hip, hopefully tactful, but integrity is a very important part of our company. Part of the things that we do, we can also pay bills on your behalf. For example, many of you that have condominiums or townhouses will have association dues or maintenance fees that we can pay on your behalf. There's no extra charge for that. We can also take care of your general excise taxes for you. And if you don't have a general excise tax license, we can get one for you and take care of those things for you as well. We're very meticulous as far as like how we manage our properties. I think the key aspect that we do is we select our tenants very well. That's not to say we have a perfect record on selecting tenants. Nobody does. Occasionally we select a good tenants, then something happens. They lose their job or something happens to them and they turn bad. But we find that most of our problems are solved right at the very beginning by picking good tenants. When we interview tenants, we have them of course fill out an application. We do a credit report on them, and we check their background. We check their last landlord, but more importantly, we check their last landlord, because the current landlord might be trying to get rid of them, and they may tell a fib to us, right? But the ones prior to that won't. They have no vested interest in doing that. When we check a tenant in, we don't just give them the keys at the office and say, here you go. We actually go down with them. We do a thorough check of the property. We go through the appliances, how to run them. We go over the condition of the properties, take pictures if appropriate, and that's called our property inventory and condition form. Now we have the same form when we check the tenant out. Before we check the tenant out, we schedule a checkout time with them. We send them our 30-point cleaning checklist, things that they have to take care of before they do the walkthrough with us. And then we actually do a physical walkthrough with the tenant. If there's any tenant damage or if it's not clean enough, then we'll have those things taken care of, and then we deduct that from the security deposit. However, if it's just normal wear and tear, then that's part of doing business. We use a company on the mainland that helps us rate our clients, our tenants, and they give us an A, B, C, or D, or F rating. If the tenant comes back with a credit rating of A or B, then we take them. If it's a C, we look at them very carefully and find out why. It could be old debt, but things currently are good. If it's a D or F, we don't take. We do give them the option of getting a cosigner, which of course has to be A or B, and the cosigner is also part of the lease agreement. At the rare times that we have to evict the tenant, we do have a very good attorney that we use, and we can get them out as soon as possible. Our goal, of course, is to stop the bleeding, as it were. If the tenant stops paying rent, we want to get them out as soon as possible and get a new tenant in place. Also, we advertise your property very well. Currently, we have 4 property managers. My assistant is also licensed, and we have another assistant who's currently getting her license. So we can show your property at a given notice, at any given time. Next, I'd like to talk to you about advertising. Where and how we advertise. That's one of the most common questions we get. Of course, as you know, Hawaii has a lot of military bases, so many of our tenants are military personnel. And the first place that we put your property in is the military housing list. And we do that here in the office. We also input some pictures into their database so that prospective tenants can see that. We also advertise extensively elsewhere on the internet. Craigslist, of course, homerentals.net, our own website, which gets many hits, by the way. And the homerentals.net website spiders off into many other different websites, such as hotpads.com or Yahoo Classifieds. So there's many places that we advertise your property on the internet with a very low one-time internet advertising fee. The next place that we advertise your property is Home Rentals. Home Rentals is a tabloid magazine that comes out every 2 weeks, and it's a free magazine given out like in front of the supermarkets. They also put the listings online, and we get a nice picture and a nice little blurb to talk about your property. The last place that we advertise is the newspaper. We save that towards the end. We advertise on Sunday, which seems to be the biggest day, and usually one other day during the week. However, the newspaper is the most expensive, and like I mentioned earlier, we are your stewards, so we want to use your money wisely, so we don't advertise as extensively in the newspaper as many other companies do. We're finding that more and more people are becoming internet savvy, whether it's a small, very low price studio to a $7,000 house in Lanikai. We find that many people nowadays are searching the internet, so we advertise accordingly to that. As a matter of fact, we have one designated person in our office that does nothing but advertising. So we also encourage our owners that if you have any pictures that you would like for us to use, we can check those out and post those on the internet as well. We're also a member of NARPM. That's the National Association of Residential Property Managers. I know that's a mouthful, but that's our professional organization. And the reason that's important is that we constantly strive to become more and more professional. Our island of Oahu, we have the largest chapter of NARPM in the country. We have over 130 members. I was the second president of the Oahu chapter. And every month we have meetings. And during our meetings we talk about things like asbestos abatement, fair housing rights. What do you do if you find a dead person in your apartment? Things that most normal owners don't want to think about or know about, but as a professional property manager, we need to know these things. So every month we have, for lack of a better word, continuing education to sharpen our game. We're also able to network extensively with other property managers during this time. Also, our national organization has not monthly, but also has yearly conventions. This next coming year we'll be in Seattle. And every year during the convention we take classes to get professional designations. We have many workshops that we can take. As a matter of fact, I was honored last year to do a workshop about the environment and your property management business. So we are constantly striving to up our game, as it were, to get better and better. We find that communication is very important to our clients. That's why email is my best friend nowadays. So we do try to keep things in writing and to communicate clearly through the email. We find it's quite a blessing. I would encourage you to check out our website. That's www.cornerstonehawaii, cornerstone one word, Hawaii spelled out, .com, www.cornerstonehawaii.com. You can find out more information about our company, and you can check out the properties that we currently have listed for rent, and you can see how we advertise that way. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call us at our office. It's area code 808-484-1211. That's 808-484-1211. Or simply email us through the website. There's a contact button that you can click on and email us any questions you may have. Aloha, and we look forward to doing business with you.